haven't tried from the ground yet.
What's that?
I haven't tried from the
So
ground
you
yet.
notice we got the dog behind him, and he's kind of fighting me. So when I ask for that back, I try to find where contact is.
Yeah.
And I'm off, but I set to make contact. So I set to make contact, start to bump, and slowly close, and then I start pumping. Then I go to just contact. Just contact. We're gonna go forward just a little bit so he doesn't. And so he's pulling on my hand, so I'm just gonna let go of the rein. I'm not gonna fight him. What I'm gonna do is just get with him and then go back to finding that light response. So he's fighting that, so I'm just gonna kind of go, but I still need him to turn, so I'm still gonna pick up that right rein and say, see how he's fighting that? So I'm just saying, get off of that right rein, get off of that right rein, get off of that right rein. Yeah, now he's not on it no more. And he's staying bent, so. And I switched, I went, instead of having the reins together, I got them set up.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a little, so you can use it.
I was thinking about that. I was like, what did I buy
If you need
though?
momentum, you still got this.
Yeah.
You know, which he goes easy now.
I can't get it.
He's got some strength, so I'm going to work on that back up again. So I'm going to whoa, and I'll walk him forward a little bit so he doesn't walk into that. And so we sit, whoa, whoa. So he didn't stop. So I'm kind of messing with his mouth a little bit, and I'm going to do this until he lowers his head. I'm getting lighter as he goes down. But if he stops going down more, then I'm going to start getting heavier again. As he goes down, I get lighter, lighter, lighter. Okay, so now we set up and we say, let's back, back, back. Back to contact, back, back, back to contact, back to contact, back, 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 back to contact. So we want to make this as light as possible, like right here on my fingertips. You stop. Maybe because he knows the mountain, but yeah, just like this. Nope, you stopped again. So I'm going to turn him so we can see that. Back, back. And we know when he's feeling, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. And so I don't know if you notice, I'm bumping with my legs, but I'm coming from front to back. I can do this with my heels and scooch my heels backwards. But he don't know that yet because I'm always doing this. Yeah, now he's nice and light and he's moving off my body. And he's leaning on my hands a little bit, but not enough to make the lane slide, so. And I'm just waiting for him. Yeah, that's nice. Right? And so we gotta do that. I don't do it every ride, but I should probably. So we gotta redo that every time. And maybe the reason it's not doing great today. So when I turn this way, I turn my body, my shoulder moves because my body turns. My heel slides back to be underneath my shoulder. And if you watch my left leg, it's going to be a little forward. And then now I'm going to switch to the left. Watch what changes. My shoulder goes back, my leg matches my shoulder. And then my right leg matches my right shoulder. And so if he's leaking out, so like if I use too much inside leg, he's going to start going that way. And if that happens, I just watch my right leg. And then we switch. So he's got a little bit of momentum today, which is good. So I might push him a little. And so I want him to match my rhythm. And so open again?
Yep.
And so what I want to do is I want to let my reins down, find his rhythm. then slow mine down and see if he listens to it. If he doesn't, I'll pick up a rein, start to spiral a circle until he gets to my speed. Going a little too fast. Yeah, that's better. Now we're gonna go. So I might try posting.
Open again.
Open again?
Mm-hmm.
So, now I don't know if Paleface is this energetic or if he's a little bit slower and pokier.
No, he's
but-
more energetic.
Switch my diagonal. And so, my right side is just as important as my left side. So, I'm trying to get a bend out of here, but I'm also trying to push here. Even though I don't literally push him, there is an energy that he's feeling. There is an energy that he's feeling. And so because he stopped by the fence, we're going to take him further away. So I'm in schooling mode right now. You don't have to ride like this. But I'm really pushing for faster thoughts, snappier decisions. You can just ride nice and quiet and just keep them going at a slower pace and just kind of steer. And if you want to pick up a trot, you can pick up a trot and just stay seated and then slow them down just by sitting. And I don't know if you saw my legs, I was riding in contact and then I just dropped my heels so my calves came off. Try to do that again so you can see it. And so here, I'm in contact, and then I just sit, take my heels off. He's not doing it. So I'm going to pick up a rein, just one rein, until he stops. One thing we want to minimize is a habit to grab with two hands. It's not good to grab with two hands. That's where you end up with bucking and rearing. So here, I'm driving. Now I stop driving. Right? So my hips are going, my legs are in contact, but then I drop my heels and take my legs off. Are you ready to give it a go?
That's going to be different for me. Because Paleface is taught to grip to stop, toes in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Are you ready to give it a go?
I am.
Okay.
If I follow you, pick me up. Then we can skip afterwards.
Right?
Boy,
You okay with having that in your back pocket like that? It might fall out.
well, he said,
There are moments that he feels a little heavy, but whatever. Worst thing you can do is fight that. Otherwise, you will make a real heavy horse. So, just kind of pull, release, pull, release, pull, release. That will lighten him up. If you fight what he fights, then it becomes a tug of war, and he's way stronger. He wins that battle. So we want to just kind of pulse and say, come on, I need you to go over here, I need you to go, and thank you. And that thank you is full freedom when he does it. He's not, we just got forward motion working real good, so we don't want to ride him in full contact up in his mouth yet until he will go fully, and then we can kind of work him into that contact so he doesn't take that as a slow down or a walk or leaning on the bit, you know. Because when if he goes and we make contact and he slows down and we stay in contact and we say go, he doesn't fully understand. So give him freedom and take the slack out of the rein when you need to speak to him. And then as time goes on, we can start adding more and more contact. A forward horse that's always forward, you can start contact right away, but he's not, you know, he was real sluggish. He didn't want to go. He was hard to get going, so too much contact now will ruin that forward movement progress. So you want to be nice and loose and free, unless you're having a conversation, like, I need you to turn left, or I need you to turn right. And don't forget that the right side can push left, and when you're turning right, that left side can push to the right. These that lead rope is,
Tickling him.
or is that the ring? I don't know. No,
Oh
the
my
lead
God.
rope's out
No.
of the way. It's the
he
ring.
feels so good.
Yeah.
He feels so good. I could cry. I want to cry.
Zoom in on that if she does. Get those tears sparkling in the sun.
I get it. I could cry. I'm almost there.
Don't do it, because I'll try with you. I'll make fun of you. I'll call you a big baby or something.
I will probably giggle, and it's because I laugh at the worst times.
I just know what it's like to get emotional, and you can't pull yourself out of it. So I tell people if they feel like if I'm doing a demonstration or something and I start to tear up, I tell people, make fun of me, throw something at me, whatever it takes, get me out of it. Because you see what I was saying about that brow band?
Look.
Yeah. A little wet in the corners too.
Oh boy, he feels absolutely amazing.
He's got a nice trot too.
He does.
But he goes a little quick. He will slow down, you know, but he's still not calibrated to the rhythm yet. He's still kind of green. But in time, if you know how to work that, you can get him to listen to whatever rhythm you're doing. So whatever speed you're walking, that's the speed he's going to walk. Whatever speed you're jogging, that's the speed he's going to jog. So he wasn't going at all. Just well, it's been a little better than a week now that we got some forward movement, but
Oh, a big difference when I saw you first get on.
yeah, he just did not want to go, and it was really hard to get going. So he's trying to push to get something, and now he's totally comfortable with going. But yet, when you try to make a change, he shuts right down. So it's going to be a problem.
Let go.
What's that?
I said, let me go. I squeezed him when I wanted to stop him. That's going to be hard for me.
Yeah.
Well, it will get there.
So change it. Put it whatever you want it to be.
I'm just used to, this is what I do to stop Paleface. All I have to do is this, and he just
Okay.
stops.
So make sure he knows that.
But it's not, that's kind of confusing, don't you think?
Well, it can be, but it doesn't really matter. You can create any signal you want. It doesn't really matter. Make it what you want. You're the only one who's going to ride this horse. You're not using it in a lessons program or whatever. You can make the most bizarre cues as possible. This is all about you and him. You have your own private language. You set that up. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to do what I did. I do what's common in the industry so that whoever rides can do it. But if you do something different, by all means, do it. Change that. So what? He can figure it out. Just like how I taught Stoney how to back up when I scratch my butt. You can make a signal anything you want it to be. It doesn't matter. As long as you and him are on the same page, that's all that matters. The back up. So sit, stop him, take your feet forward. And so find that almost touching while you're sitting up straight. And then when you sit back, you feel the contact. And then so now you start rolling your fingers tighter. So you make contact with his mouth. And then start pulsing your hands. And then bump with your legs while pulling a little bit harder if he doesn't go. But pull. Don't make sure he runs into a wall. Doug, you're leaning forward. Don't lean forward. Good. And say it back. Say it. Back. There you go. Now find the lightness. Find the lightness. You want to fine tune that to the lightest touch in his mouth as possible. And yeah, if he gets confused, he knows a few words, so use them.
I'm going to cry again.
Just so you know, he will be a little different. You know, if you're riding out and about and you get far enough away, or he starts thinking about. But if you stay on a task, so like if he starts thinking of something and you put him on a task, he'll start to pay more attention to the task than whatever it was that got him not listening to you. So just remember that. Put him on a task and start making sure he focuses on that task.
Paleface will start doing his own thing if you don't keep him focused. That's just awesome. You are just awesome. He's going to be awesome.